What's up, guys? CryptoSavy here. Welcome to the channel where you subscribe to get daily updates every single day on Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and the Dow Jones Industrial. I apologize for no video yesterday. Life gets busy. As you guys know, I work full time, but here it is. Don't forget, we have a free Discord group in the description below the video. Definitely check it out, and let's get on with it. All right, guys, as always remember this is not financial advice, trading advice, nor is it investment advice. Disclaimer scrolling on the bottom. Make sure you read it. Remember, this is my opinion, not yours. Do your own due diligence, and let's see what's going on. We'll take a look at both the bearish and the bullish case scenario. We're going to take a zip through the headlines real quick just to get a feel for the sentiment on the news. This minor cryptocurrency is on track to smash Bitcoin. Doubt it. Market wrap, Bitcoin's price up 12% since halving. Veteran investor says Bitcoin price surge to 467,000. Pantera Capital's crypto hedge funds are losing double. Bitcoin dip buyers are now watching this level after another bounce. Bitcoin is suddenly back on the move. Bitcoin halving was not the apocalyptic event some in crypto thought it would be. A stark Fed warning just sent Bitcoin sharply higher. So pretty bullish in the news. We are at 44 on the fear and greed index. We raised 4 from yesterday, but still in the fear. All right, so let's look at the monthly, and then we'll go into the smaller time frames. Then we'll look at Litecoin, Ethereum, and then the Dow Jones at the end, and look at what the pre-market's looking like. So we have these trend lines here, 93.40 and 85.50. If we close the monthly above this, I get very bullish. I think that'll be very bullish. Obviously, we're in the middle of the month. We've got plenty of time. If we close in the middle, neutral. If we close below, bearish. We'll be looking for the lower lows I've been looking for. The 55 EMA now sits at about 5,055. Of course, that rises while time goes on, but I still believe there's a good chance we come down and test this. Don't forget, if you guys want to support the channel, this is my wife's webpage, inkyorimage.com. There's a link below in the description with all my other affiliate links. Definitely check it out. She's got a lot of cool stuff in here. You can put any crypto you want on here. It doesn't have to be what you see, or if you got a saying you want, or family pictures, anything. It's quality stuff. It's not iron-on. It's not vinyl. None of that crap. It's actually good quality stuff. So anyways, let's move on with it. Looking at the weekly. All right, so we are back outside of this. We'll take a look at the RSI here in a minute. First, let's take a look at this yellow falling broadening wedge. We are back outside of it again, but the main, well, we have a target for that, for a break of that, but it only counts if we can break this 10.5, which is this long-term descending trend line right here. And if we went up to tag the top, that would be around the 10,500 again, which has been huge resistance. If we were to close the weekly outside of this, I believe that the major bull run could be beginning then. But until we actually break the 13.8, I mean, obviously that will probably be a level. We may get up here, come back down, and bounce off. But as of right now, I still think we're going down further, guys. And again, that's my opinion. Make up your own mind. If you're trading off of anybody on YouTube or anybody else's calls, you shouldn't be trading. You should be making your own decisions. So let's look at the measured move of the break of this would be around 16,000. Actually be, yeah, right around 16,000. But again, guys, we would have to close at least a daily above 10.5. But I believe a break of this top line will be extremely bullish. And if you wanted to do a super bullish look on it, looking at it as a symmetrical triangle, and a break of that could get us to the $29,000 range. Would that happen this year? Doubt it. Most likely next year, towards the end of next year, would be the rally, if it happens like it always has in the past, which is no guarantee. But looking here, we do have this bottom trend line here, and if we came back to retest this within the next few weeks, would be around $4,500. But we do have the 200 EMA here on the weekly at about 5,500, 5,600 in that range. Again, that moves with time. And this bottom trend line from all the way back in 2016, if we were to come down and retest this, would be around the $2,800, anywhere from 26 to 2,800. And if we retested this, and guys, these are extremely bearish case scenarios. It's definitely possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm showing you the possibilities and what to watch out for. But if we were to come all the way back down and retest the bottom of this falling broadening wedge, could be around the $1,000 range. Always keep in mind that is a possibility. Not, you know, I think it's a lot less likely, but it is definitely possible. So keep that in mind. Everybody's getting extremely bullish right now. And we're going to talk a little bit about JP Morgan and when he makes announcements and how that stuff kind of works. Also, you hear about other big investors talking about it in the news and stuff. That's not always good news, and I'll show you why. Let's look at the... Oh, yeah, we got to look at the RSI. So this is what we're looking at in the RSI. Also a symmetrical triangle. If that's the case, is it possible we come up and retest this? It is very possible, and that would be a break of the 10.5. So keep that in mind. But remember, this happened last week. We popped up out of this, and then by the end of the weekend, we were back inside of it. It is very likely that that could happen again. That's why I still believe there's going to be a drop. But if it doesn't, if we do close outside of this, we'll most likely come retest the top next week and then go up from there. We will be watching that, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you're not already. Tick the notification bell and hit the all button so you get notified when I post videos. Also, guys, to help the channel out, smash the like, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think, and if you're bearish or bullish. I am curious to kind of see what the audience, which way the audience is leaning, bearish or bullish. Do you think we're going to have another drop, or do you think we're going to just moon up from here like a lot of people are saying? I doubt that we're just going to moon up from here. Don't get me wrong, it's possible. That's why we keep an eye on the trend lines and everything else. If we look at the EMAs here, the EMAs do look bullish. But as you can see, they can turn up and turn right back around. But as of right now, they do look pretty bullish. Everything has crossed the 55 EMA, the 8, the 13, and the 21. The 13 is now crossing the 21. So do we continue up, or are we going to get a crash down like I believe? I do believe we still have further down to go. In my opinion, I could be dead wrong. Let's look at the... Oh yeah, if you guys are interested in trading, I'm going to leave a Prime XBT tutorial up here. If you use my code Savy50, you get a 50% bonus on top of your deposit, so up to 1 Bitcoin. And if you use Savy25, you get 25% off your trading fees. Also have some more tutorials down below. I have a Dudex tutorial, which is another good exchange, and they have a risk management tool on there that's pretty useful, especially if you're new to trading. But always remember, guys, be extremely careful. Trading is dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. So don't put in more than you're willing to lose. It's also good to practice on a test net until you get confident in your trading. But anyways, let's get on with it. Let's look at the daily. We've been watching this, or we were watching this rising broadening wedge here, which we broke down back in March. And we did hit our target. We actually went a little below our target there, but I don't know if I really consider this a retest, because we actually did not test it. So could we come up and still retest this around the 10,400, 10,500, depending on when we do? This is Friday. This would be Saturday, Sunday. So Sunday week, is it possible? Definitely a possibility, and then continue down from there. But we are seeing, we had divergence here. We had lower highs in the price action, higher highs in the RSI, which was hidden bearish divergence, and we did get this move. Now, is that played out? Not sure, but by looking at the RSI, we could still get a little bump up in the RSI, but I still... Let me show you what I'm looking at. As you can see, this is a falling broadening wedge that we broke out of, bullish. And this seems to be a rising, broadening wedge. And if we break the bottom of this, it's going to be pretty damn bearish. In my opinion, we'll most likely come back down and retest the bottom of this rising channel, which would be these lower lows that I've been looking for. A lot of people saying, you've been bearish, been bearish, been bearish. I don't care about what goes on in the middle, unless you're trading that. But I'm not going to do videos on every little trade. What I'm saying is I'm still looking for a correction back here. And if we look at swing low to the swing high of the Fibonacci retracements on here, the 0.236 is at 86.25, which we did get some support and a bounce here off the 8,500. And the 0.382 is at 77.31. The 0.5 is at 69.81. And then the 0.618 or golden pocket zone is around 6,200. Anywhere from the golden pocket is actually from 6,050 to 6,220. I've had this target here for quite some time, and I still believe it to be possible, the 5,400. And then we have the 0.786 at 5,200. And then, of course, the lower lows if those don't hold. But I'm still looking for a correction to these levels, guys. If we cannot break the bottom of this rising channel, which I think we will, if we do not break, if we come back down here and get a healthy bounce, then we could possibly avoid these lower lows, guys. But I don't think so. If you look at the volume here, we have declining volume while we're in this rising channel. There will be a break of this volume. Now, if we get the green, obviously that'll be extremely bullish. If we get red, which I believe we will, we'll be breaking the bottom of this channel. Is that going to happen today? Tomorrow? Who knows? But I'm still looking for coming down here. Unless we break that 10.5 with conviction and close a daily above it. Let's look at the measured move depending on where we break down. If we look at the rising channel, let's say we broke down from this 85 range, we come back down, test it, and it doesn't hold. The measured move off that is 62. Obviously, we have these support levels here, which are Fibonacci retracements, and 77 is a big deal. It's been a lot of support and resistance all the way across there. So at the very least, I would expect a big bounce if we do get here. Could even bounce from 77 back up to the 86.25 before continuing down. But I'm still looking for these lower lows again, unless we close at least a daily above 10,500. Let's take a look at that JP Morgan stuff I was talking about. Just to kind of talk about it. Obviously, they're talking about JP Morgan got into banking for crypto now. Of course they're gonna. Anything they can make money on, they're gonna. But it's not about the crypto. It's about the money to them. And let me show you. On September 12th, 2017, Jamie Dimon, which is JP Morgan, had the CEO of JP Morgan, he announced Bitcoin as a fraud right here. And that was, the price was about $43.77 when he announced it. It went down to about 3,000. So about a $1,300 drop after he said this. Who do you think was most likely longing here? They've said he was buying Bitcoin there. He was one of the biggest purchasers, but I'm pretty damn sure he was longing the market also, and he probably rode that up quite a ways, and then shorted it and dumped it on people. If you look at this is what I'm saying. He announced that the other day, so of course, perfect timing, right around the halving. Everybody's hyped, gonna get a little pump out of it. Let's look at here, January 9th, 2018, JP Morgan regrets, and we'll be getting to Litecoin and Ethereum in a second, guys. JP Morgan regrets calling Bitcoin a scam. That was right here on the 9th, and let's see. We were at 14,100. We pumped up to almost 15,000. So a $900 pump after he said this Bitcoin good news, and then look what happened after. Just a huge drop, right? And right here, he came back and August 6, 2018, started bashing Bitcoin again. We were at 6,800. We dropped all the way down to 6,000. So a $800 drop after he said bad news about it, and then pump. Who do you think longed here? Let's look at the other day where he said it again, right here, where they announced that they are banking with Coinbase and crypto. They are accepting, the exchanges and stuff. So 8,800 we were at. We have pumped all the way to $1,100. Is he going to short here, or do we get that 10.5 and then he shorts? But I'm pretty sure, guys, that all this pretty much always ends up the same. The people talk about the whales manipulated and whatever. These guys have a lot more money than brains. Well, I don't want to say that. Anyways, we know what JP Morgan's been in trouble doing, manipulating gold, silver. To think they're not going to use their power to do this, and the weird thing about it is that's all legal to trick people and for their advantage. So just be aware of that. Not saying that's exactly what's going to happen, but it shows in the past that's what happens. So let's look at the 4 hour. So the 4 hour, as you guys know, I was looking for a rejection around between the 93.20, which was the 0.618 fib, and the 0.786 at the 96.58, which we did not get. We got above it. We're back below it now. Will that hold as resistance, the 60 or 96.50? If not, obviously we may be headed up to retest this high at 10,000. And again, guys, we could test the bottom of that rising broadening wedge all the way up to around the 10.4 to 10.5 range. So keep that in mind. But remember, a daily close above the 10.5, actually to be safe, 10.550. A daily close above that would be extremely bullish. I'm sure a lot of people would be coming in to the market at that point. Let's look at the RSI. We were looking at, whoops, actually this was the daily we were supposed to look at the RSI in. Let me move this. We already looked at the daily. Maybe it was a 4 hour. So yeah, I had this in here. I thought we broke down out of it and we were going to get rejected testing it for resistance, which we did not. Can we move this trend line? Sure, but I'm not too sure about this one. I haven't had time this morning or yesterday to really go over any of this, but we could be seeing, and again, this is a 4 hour. We could be seeing a, whoops, get that off there. Possible you could be seeing it inverse head and shoulders here. No guarantees, something to watch for, guys. Let's go back. What would that look like? Yeah, that could be, we come back down, get a bounce off this 86.25. But again, guys, if that doesn't hold, I'm looking for these lower lows. Let's look at Litecoin. Same thing, guys. Targets have not changed. We did break down out of this channel, and as of right now, we're trying to get back inside of it. We are getting, oh, one more thing on Bitcoin on the daily. We talked about this the other day. This cross of the 55 crossing the 200 EMA bullish cross. We see what's happening. But this could very easily be a fake out. And let me show you. Over here, we had, well, it looked like it was going to cross. And then we had a huge pump here. That looked like it was going to be a death cross. We can see what happened here last time. Huge bull run. So it is possible that we are going in a huge bull run, but let's look at over here. Here's another cross. We had the 55 crossing the 200, got extremely bullish, and then dump. So keep in mind, guys, it is a pretty bullish sign, but there's still a lot of bearish stuff going on, in my opinion. We are getting support though on top of the EMAs in the daily. So let's look at Litecoin. Same thing, Litecoin. This is the 4 hour chart in Litecoin. We are below the 55 EMA, which is around the $44 range. 200 is around $44.50. Depending on what Bitcoin does is going to let us know what these guys are doing, Bitcoin or Litecoin and Ethereum. If we look at the RSI, it does look like we could come up and retest the bottom of this channel that we fell out of, which could be testing the top of this bigger falling channel too. Where would that be? Most likely back up into the $46 range before getting rejection. That's what I'm seeing with Litecoin. Let's look at Ethereum. Then we'll move on to the pre-market and look at the Dow. So we bounced out of this rising. I'm sorry, I didn't give you the target. The target's for the 0.386, or the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement from this swing low to this swing high is right around the $34.96. The golden pocket zone is between $34 and $35. We also have the 0.786 at $30.55. I'm still looking for these lows here, guys. Yeah, until Bitcoin breaks 10.5 and holds a daily above it, nothing here is going to be bullish to me. Same thing with Ethereum. Swing low to swing high. Golden pocket areas 142. So between 138 142, we do have the 0.5. All these are the just retracement fibs, guys, in white. The 0.786 is 119. But I'm still looking for this range. Again, unless Bitcoin gets above and closes at least a daily above 10.5. Pre-markets. Let's do a refresh, make sure it's right. Pre-markets, Dow is down 106. Let's look at the Dow Jones from yesterday. This is the 4-hour chart here. And this is what we talked about yesterday. We did get back in this rising broadening wedge a little bit. But I do want to look at this rising channel that we had in yellow. Let me get it over here. This could actually be a channel, but I'm going to keep it right here for now. If we do a measure move of the channel where we broke down out of the channel, it's around 21,100 points, and the break of this rising broadening wedge, which we have broken out of, the measured move of that was right around the 21.6, 21.7. Actually, I should move that up a little bit. Right around the 21.7 is the target for that. As you can see, here, first we'll look at, see this white line here? I believe that's white, could be blue. But the thick line across here, you guys know I'm colorblind. I'm looking for rejection here and coming back down to these targets. Now let's zoom out and see what that line actually is. So what the line actually is this rising channel here. We did pop back inside it, came back down below. If you notice, all this kind of is the same of what's going on with Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. I know people really want to believe that Bitcoin's going to decouple from the stock market. And I do too. I eventually think it will happen. I don't think it's happening now. I don't think it's happening anytime soon. Bitcoin is going to follow the markets, and not exact. But when the markets do a big drop, Bitcoin is not going to do a big rise. Not at this time. Later on, years down the road, maybe, yes. But if you actually look at it, the Bitcoin community is extremely small, guys. And the big players, everybody's talking about these big players getting in, and the big players they're playing on the futures, guys. They're not confident enough, most of them not confident enough to be buying personal Bitcoin or, buying a bunch of Bitcoin. So just be aware of that. Be careful. I'm bullish as hell. I love Bitcoin. You guys know that. And I do think next year is going to be a great year for Bitcoin, possibly towards the end of this year. But again, guys, unless we break that 10.5 and close a daily above it, I remain bearish here. I hope y'all had a great day. Don't forget to hit the like, leave your comment down below, click the CryptoSavy logo above my head if you haven't subscribed yet. Get yourself subscribed to the channel, tick the notification bell, and hit the all notifications so you get notified when I post new videos. And I'm out.